When I get my steel back to my studio, I usually have to shear it down because I buy it in pretty big sheets and I want to shear it down into workable sheets. So this is the shear that I have used. Wasn't terribly expensive. It's made by ShopFox. I think I got it on Amazon. I think it was under $200. It's a 12-inch. I've had it for 2 years, a little over 2 years maybe, and all I cut on it are almost exclusively steel, and it's still pretty much as sharp as the day I got it. Now, I don't mind using this one on steel, but if you have more of the more expensive ones, that's not the open-throated ones, that's just the parallel, then those things are very expensive, and I'm not sure you'd want to use it on steel. I actually started with a very cheap one from Harbor Freight, and I used that for like 4 or 5 years. And it wasn't even so much that it started getting dull, as just that the bolts started falling out of it. So anyway, really you can get a lot of use out of a good shear with steel. So what I do is I would obviously probably have drawn a line on it, my cutting line. Make sure you push it all the way back against the throat. Line up your line here. This is 20 gauge, and you'll see how easy it is to cut. Then this is 18 gauge. Ordinarily, I wouldn't go much thicker than 18 gauge, although it would cut 16 gauge. Again, line it up in the throat, and you'll see very, very easy to shear it down. So I will do as much cutting on my shear as I can before I actually take it over and start sawing it. Another cutting tool that I find really helpful when working with steel, any metal actually, are these sheep hoof trimmers, sheep and goat hoof trimmers, shears, and obviously the name tells you what they're used for. They are very durable. I've had these for years, and these particular ones are made by Soboten. I'll make sure it's on the resource sheet. But any fairly good quality hoof trimming shears will work. And let me show you why I like them. This is 20 gauge. That's probably the thickest you can cut with them. And it does take a little wrist power, a little hand power. But the good thing is you can also cut curves. And so they're really good for smaller pieces where you don't have to make great big huge long cuts. So I really like those. I think they're very handy. So goat hoof trimmers.